personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
From time to time, this program engages in contesting for prize giveaways. A listener must call into the radio station talk line and be a specific caller or answer a trivia question as specified by the show host to be awarded the prize. The contest duration is the length of the program itself. Winners may be limited to one winner per address and or phone number every 3 months. All listeners are eligible for prizes. Prizes are provided by the show, and the delivery of the prizes is the sole responsibility of the program itself and not the radio station.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
There's a light in me. and you. Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. And tonight we welcome your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And as we connect with all of you, we discover what Spirit has to say to you. And as we make these connections and these discoveries, what do we see? We see an opportunity to grow, to expand our consciousness, to awaken to new horizons, to shift our perspective, make the changes necessary. So tonight, we are in the process of connecting to our guides and our angels. And as we do that, we come to this knowing that we're always protected. We're always guided. We can always count on a higher presence, a connection. And that when you send out your vibrational intention, it is heard by the universe. So what are you manifesting? We recently just had a new moon this weekend. This new moon is really about a set up for maybe the comeback that you need. Maybe 2026 did not start the way you wanted. Maybe it's been a tricky year. Maybe everything going on in the world is disrupting your peace. Now, I can tell you it shouldn't, and don't let it, but that's not always enough for us, right? We need to see, feel, hear something to comfort us, to let us know that everything's all right. That's often why you would call someone like me. Whether you come to see me, or you have a session, on a phone call, here on the radio, a video call, we just need to know that things are going to be okay. It's not always easy. So we send out that SOS, that help me God signal. Although God doesn't necessarily want us to feel victimized and feel like we're helpless and hopeless and we need help. We need assistance. Assistance. Because the assistance is what gives us our power. When we're feeling helpless and hopeless and lost, we're not coming from our power. When we're feeling overwhelmed and beaten down, we're not coming from our power. It may be the experience, it may be how we genuinely feel, and I'm never going to tell you that you cannot acknowledge a feeling. But the amount of time that we give the feeling, the amount of energy we dedicate to that feeling becomes part of the puzzle in our life. Because it gets things complicated. So wherever you are in the juncture, know that you too can accomplish anything. You know, I look back, and the reason why I look back tonight, particularly, and I've been looking back a lot lately, it's been 17 years that we have broadcasted Spiritually Speaking with Sarah nationally on radio. So we've been hanging out with you since 2009. It's been a long time. And 816 live shows. Of course, we've aired a few reruns here and there because mostly holidays got in my way. But every once in a while, I took a Wednesday off. But basically, for 17 years, I've been here with all of you. Just talking, just exploring, just discovering what troubles you and seeking the answers, the messages from Spirit, from the angels, from your guides, and of course, from God. And many of you know the story of how I got here. But for those of you who are listening for the first time, or may see this for the first time, it was one of those moments where you make a choice to do something out of your comfort zone, or something out of your routine. That's why often you'll hear me tell people, get out of your routine, break out of the box, be creative, do something different, because that changes the energy. And there was a salesperson who published a magazine that I advertised in, and he said, hey, I'm going on a sales call. Why don't you come with me? I think this would be a good connection for you, and come meet this gentleman. It was a different radio station at the time. And come meet this gentleman on this talk radio station and, kind of tell him your experience of, advertising with me. You'd be doing me a favor by helping me with my sale. So I said to the gentleman, Steve, I was like, all right, I've got some time. And I went with him to the radio station. I don't know what made me do that. He was my client. I had been reading him. I knew his storyline. But something pushed me and said, just take the ride. You've got the time. So I went. Now, any one of us at that question, why don't you come with me, might have a million reasons why we wouldn't do it. But something made me do it. And in I walked and sat at this table, and we had the conversation about the advertising. And, I shared my experience, and the gentleman, his name was Ken. His name is Ken Harris. And he said to me, well, I love what you do. That sounds so interesting, when I told him what I did. And then he looked at Steve and he said, well, it's a no-brainer. She'd be great. And I looked at Steve and I looked at him and I said, what's going on? And then Ken said, well, I really like to talk to you in my office because I think you'd be great on radio. And I think that your show would help people, and you would do great. So I really didn't know what to say. And suddenly I realized that the sales call was not the sales call for Steve, but it was really a sales call for Ken. And I was being introduced to Ken so that we could connect for this radio opportunity. So interesting turn of events. And I met with Ken. We had the conversation. I was a little bit on the fence, only because I just wasn't sure how it was going to fit in my schedule. But then I said, okay. We came up with the name, Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we had our first show. And the first show, to me, was like every day in the reading room. I'm talking to someone. They ask me questions. I look up in the sky. I see dates, times, people, places, things, light, colors, loved ones. And then I come up with the answer that I hear, and I present it to them. And so I thought, all right, well, I'm not going to see them, but I can hear them because it's just radio. There was no camera at the time. It was just a sound in my ear. So it began. When the show was over, and Ken was there taking notes, and because he said, I'll be there for the first show and I'll critique you and I'll tell you what you need to change. I remember he came in and he laughed. I was like, oh God, maybe I messed up. He said, well, he goes, I don't have a thing to tell you. I was like, what do you mean? He said, if you just do that every week, then you've got a show. I've got no critique. Just do that. And so that's how we started. And yes, on occasion we've had guests. My second show, I had my friend Cheryl Glover, who channels the Ascended Masters. That was a great treat to have her there. And my spirit guides led me to, have guests on occasion, because there are some people I really believe in what they do, or people I want to support in different industries or companies that need to get their word out. And I'm always happy to use this platform to assist them. But Spirit made it clear. It's not about you, Sarah Spiritual. It's about them. All of them. Just sitting there, listening, or finding the station. And their hearts needing comfort. Their minds needing peace. their souls needing connection, and their loved ones needing to let everyone know that they're okay. And the spirit guides and the angels wanting everyone listening to wake up. Just wake up. And of course, for God, to let everybody know that even though you're in a mess, and we've all been there, and sometimes it's a big mess, and we don't know how we're going to get out, we've all been there. Oh, God's going to prevail. So I did it. And week after week, we started the show as an hour. There was another show of someone I know, Deidre, and she had the Angel Hour. And that was after my show. And they decided not to do their show. And Ken said to me, I think you should do 2 hours. So I was like, okay, I'll do 2 hours. I remember feeling a little nervous. That was in 2010. And I was like, all right, well, 2 hours. Let's see what happens with that. So I ran with it, 7 to 9. All that time, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. And then things started to change at the station. These things happen, right? We're seeing it in companies redoing their organizations, merging. It's not a comfortable picture. Many of you work in those environments, right? And everyone gets really nervous. So there came time to make a change in 2016. And they're like, okay, well, they're changing some of the way we're doing business. We're changing what we're airing. And so we need to make some changes in, your time. And we're going to move you. And around that time, we had already begun to produce with camera. And we had set up a camera because my current producer of AMP2 TV came in and set us up with a camera. And so we were able to be live so everyone could see us on Facebook, not just hear us on the radio, and see us on YouTube, see us at the time we were on Twitter. We were just everywhere. And so we had to think on our feet. And that's how we shifted over here to the True Oldie station, which was another station before, and then it's changed, and here we are. We're all still here, right? But I remember, and I was thinking about this the other day, I remember going to lunch with Ken, and he and I talked, because he was a really well-known radio person. He had a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. And I remember he said, we've got to get you syndicated, but it's not the easiest thing to do. We've got to get you to connect with people, and he started giving ideas of ways to get syndicated. Well, a lot of that seemed to be a lot to do, so I really couldn't do much about it. But once we moved to what was WNN and now True Oldies, guess what? More stations. That's syndication. And I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, oh my goodness, the things that we didn't know how to do just kind of fell in our lap. All because I took that moment to show up at a sales call. So I'm asking you, what moments did you turn down? And what moments can you say yes to in the future? Because sometimes God hears us and we think God didn't hear you. God's like, oh, they're going to have to wait, right? And I remember sitting at the center and doing my readings, seeing people. I've been blessed to have wonderful people cross my path at the center when we opened in 2006. And now this is our 20-year anniversary at the center. And it's been such a joy to help people change their lives. And I look back and, who's gotten married and had children, who's gotten married, had a child, divorced, married again, had another child. I've seen people's lives totally change, right? And it's been such an interesting experience. But, when I was there, one of the questions that my guides and angels had said to me is, well, what else do you want? What do you want? And I think that's always been a difficult question for me to answer. What do I want? Especially doing what I do in this capacity. Because again, I was told by Spirit, it's not about me. Often our lives are for us, yes, But we can't make it all about us. And I think sometimes as society has trained us, we sometimes get lost in ourselves. Some people talk about our ego or our personality. But so I've always wanted to remain in that state of humility and that sense of how can I be of service? So when the guides came to me and said, what do you want? I said, well, I'd like to do something outside of here. And my guides asked me, what does that look like? And I just kind of shrugged my shoulders and said, I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. But rewind the tape. Rewind the tape in all your lives. Do you know that where you are now and what's to come for you, everything you've ever done has prepared you? So maybe my radio experience in the beginning was easy for me because of theater training, because I was interviewed so many times for a radio for different contests I had won and things I participated in. So perhaps all along, unbeknownst to me, all along, unbeknownst to you, God's been preparing you. God's been getting you ready. I even look back at how God may have even prepared my son for this journey that we didn't even know was going to be. When my spiritual teacher was little, when my spiritual teacher was with me and alive, my son was little, and he used to find little rocks, and the rocks had these pretty colors in them, and they would have sparkles in them, and he would deem them God rocks, and he would bring them to my teacher Bill, and he'd be like, "Look, Bill, I found a God rock," and now my son has the opportunity to help me at the center, help all of you. You'll talk to him when you call the center, or he'll interact with you behind the counter. And so we've got this great connection with our guides and our angels. But that wasn't on our radar. That wasn't on my son's radar when he was playing baseball and in high school and went to college. No, that's not what we thought we were going to do. He might have grown up seeing me do this, but that wasn't his plan. Or was it? Or has all of this all along been God's plan? Even the people who've come into my life, what if they come in my life to do? You know, we can be friends and we've known each other. There's reasons people come in your lives. But then there's always a higher reason that's not obvious to us. There's a deeper meaning, a purpose. There's a soul connection. And so there have been people who have been instrumental on the journey. A lot of the people who help us in the background, who help us in preparing for the show, here at the studio, but even all the way back to the days of inception, you know, and sending out the mailings. You know, that's done by someone who's a very dear friend to us, named Tony, and he's in New York. And so he preps everything and gets all of that ready. And those of you who do phone sessions and video sessions, he orchestrates some of that behind the scenes because it's something that doesn't really happen at the center. And so we keep some of the duties separate. Well, when I've met some of these people, I can assure you that the top 10 list of things to do was not to be a part of this adventure that I've been on. But somehow, it was God's plan. Somehow, everybody followed the prompting and said, hey, let's do this. Let me help you. Let's be a part of this. Let's make a difference in humanity. Let's just not be so absorbed in the day-to-day bits of work that we have to do and the regular matrix that we all exist. You see, people are here to support a cause. You, the listeners, are here to support a cause. The cause is to help people learn to love more, give more, believe, have faith, trust the process. Even when they're down and out, even when it doesn't look possible, even when it looks like all doors have closed, you got to trust the process. And sometimes it's, even for me, not easy to take my own advice or Spirit's advice through me, right? Because we're all human. We all question things, and everything does have its course. Everything has a season. Everything runs for a period of time. And then it changes. Then it's over. And for some of you, some of where you are at this moment, you're not able to let go of. You're not able to let go of a situation or a job because you're afraid, or you just don't know how. Then you ask God how. Interestingly enough, a client of mine must have heard my signal. I was asking God a question, and I was sending a signal up into the energy, and they, interestingly enough, called us at the center. It was like, gee, Sarah's been on my mind really heavy. You know, so all of us who are tuned in, tapped in, we hear the energy. We feel the push. We know that the frequency is there. And when you're in the frequency, you can hear others. And also let you know you're not alone. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. I've got so much more to share. But we're also going to give away some prizes and take your calls and celebrate you, my listeners, who have been here by our side, some of you for the entire 17 years. And we're most appreciative. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on the True Oldie Station. We'll be right back.
There's a land, there's a land that shines down upon me.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Love may hold the answer we are looking for. Love may open up another door of light. Oh, there's a light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. So glad that we're able to connect. 816 live shows hanging out with all of you. And tonight we celebrate 17 years. 17 years of conversations. Kind of looked over the people who've crossed my path, be it on the radio over these years, and the people who've sat with me in person or via a phone call or video call. We've kind of estimated, and I really think we got it pretty much close, about 72,000 people I've come in contact with over the past 20 years at the center, and that includes the 17 years on radio. So we are so happy to have an opportunity to, well, guide you all. And if you're new to the show, if you're just listening and you heard us on the radio, this is the place where you get to be you. This is the place where I get to be me. Where we just get to roll in the mud together and to contemplate life and to cheer each other on and get a sense of, well, what God wants us to do. Because I think that some of God's conversations are getting a little drowned out, a little muffled in all the noise that's going on. And so we've got to sit down and we've got to be still. We've got to search our souls and ask the universe to support us, to assist us. You know, this journey has always been something that I have loved to do because it's like a box of Cracker Jacks. You never know what you're going to get, right? At the bottom of the box, at the bottom of your question, I never know what the answer is going to be until I tune in, tap in. And sometimes even I go home and go, wow, well, that was interesting. So I'm always amazed, always in awe of what God can do, of what the angels do for you, and what every energy does to assist us, right? So we don't have to worry the way we worry. Well, there are times in life where you're faced with challenges, and the world is being challenged right now. And as you are being challenged in this journey, it's important for you to also notice that certain challenges along the way don't mean you lock in and you sit down and say, nope, I'm going to be stubborn, I'm not going to change. Sometimes a challenge is there to force you to change, even if it's not something you want to do. And the world is going to ask all of us to take the emphasis off of the things that we have. Yes, we need things to function, but the emphasis off of things that we put value on, that we think we need. Maybe it's a coffee that's $7. Maybe you don't really need that. Maybe that's not even the best choice for your body. What fills your cup? What aligns you with purity and love and light? And what feeds your family? And I don't mean the paycheck that feeds your family. I mean, what energy is feeding your family? What vision do you have? Are you strong enough that no matter what the world comes and presents and shows you over these next months to come, are you strong enough to know who you are? It's not a fear statement. It's a statement to say, who are you? And what do you want next? What do you want? What do you want your life to look like? How do you grow and make changes? Or do you just let everything crumble around you and refuse to change? Sometimes it feels that way, like everything's going to crumble. And sometimes it's out of your control. But it's your interpretation of what's going on that determines what you do next. You look at it as a crisis, then it's a crisis. You look at it as something's changing and I need to change with it, then you sit and you be still and you look for guidance. Sometimes when I ask for guidance, I too can hear crickets because, you know, I, like you, have my journey to fulfill, my lessons to learn, my experiences to explore. We all put our shoes on one foot at a time, don't we? I don't know. Maybe some of you jump in. But go ahead and try to jump into your pant legs with both feet at the same time. You're falling on your face. We've got to do one thing at a time. We've got to move ourselves in the direction of change now. And honor the people who honor you. Respect the people who respect you. Love the people who love you. The people who have your back in your time of crisis, those are your peeps. They're not fair weather friends. They're like, okay, we'll figure this out. We're going to roll up our sleeves and we're going to do the work and we're going to come out of it. The people who are running around screaming the sky is falling, oh, they're not much help. So wherever you are in this journey, you need to be true to yourself, and you also need to surround yourself with people who empower you. And when you need assistance, for all the times you've shown up for other people, they're going to show up for you. They're going to hear you. They're going to see you. They're going to do for you. They're going to make a difference. Even if it's their kind words or their ability to listen, they're going to be there for you. And you're going to come to understand that you're not in this alone. And that whatever you do for people, you don't do for thank yous. It's great when you get them, but you don't do it for the thank you. You don't do it for that. You do it because you feel driven in your heart to do it for someone. Compelled. And there's no hidden agenda. Sitting here with all of you, all I want to do is hear what Spirit has and give you the message. That's our connection. So when you are faced with things to do, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing this for all the, right reasons? The reasons that feel good. Not right based on society or what your friends and family think. I can assure you, my friends and family think I'm crazy. Crazy. When I went on this journey, I didn't tell anyone. I don't usually tell people what I'm about to do. I just do it. Because I'm just wired to do what Spirit tells me to do. I've been that way for a very long time. Even before I knew there were spirit guides and angels. I remember when I competed in a pageant. And I wanted to do the same pageant again that I had won. And I thought, well, they're having the pageant and I qualify, let me do it again. It had never been done that someone would win the same title. But I said, I'm going to do it. And I didn't tell anybody. I showed up with a friend or two. One was my boyfriend at the time, and in we went. I competed, I won. Then I was on the phone, hey, guess what? I just did something that's never been done before. I just always knew that if I feel it's the right thing to do, I need to just do it. I don't need to pool people's opinions. I don't need that. If I need information from someone who has expertise, someone who has knowledge in a subject that I'm not familiar with, then of course I'm going to get information. But ultimately the decision is mine. Ultimately your decisions are yours. The misstep that many of us make is we let other people influence us. Oh, you should do this. Or, oh, I have clients who aren't working right now and they're looking for work. Oh, you should do this. Or you should go back to school. Or, well, maybe they don't want to go back to school. Maybe they're really waiting for God to inspire them to think of something totally different. Or maybe they just need a break from work. Okay, yes, we all need the paycheck. Get it? But maybe God wants you to have a break. It's possible, But it's not for other people to judge. Every choice I've ever made has been something that I felt I should do. Even to the journey of finding a job way back in my corporate days when I was in between a job and my friend said, go to this agency and let them find something for you. I kind of laughed. I was like, well, wait a minute. That's a support position, and I usually am the person people support. Like, how am I going to do that? I'm not qualified. And she said, just go. And I remember that morning, I did not want to go. The personality in me was like, oh, how am I going to do that? And that began the journey. If I hadn't made that move, if I hadn't gone that morning, I might not have had the job that afforded me all the changes that came that eventually brought me to Florida and brought me to open a center and meet all of you. It's all connected. And I remember that morning, I was like, I don't really want to go. I don't want to. I was like a little girl. I don't want to go. How many times have you been like a little kid? I don't want to do it. Boo-hoo. But there was something inside of me, again, and you all have the same little voice, my friends. And that little voice said, oh, just go. What have you got to lose? Just go. Just go. I barely even got through the couple of little tasks they wanted me to do, thank goodness, because I was kind of clueless. They're like, oh, we've got the perfect position for you. We're going to send you right over here. You see how God works? Not much different than my walking into a radio station in 2009. Just go. Just do. Just show up. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, concerned, worried, please, oh please, oh please, oh please, don't just sit there. When the world's running around talking about this is going to happen and that's going to happen and the grid's going to go down and this is, oh my God, there's not going to be gas. Listen, a lot of things could happen. Well, if you sit there and worry, number one, you pull that energy to you. Number two, you drain your own energy. And number three, you cannot hear the voice of God. You know, they say an idle mind is the devil's playground, yes? You got to keep yourself busy. And yes, still yourself at times and do your meditation, go for a walk, listen to your heart. But don't sit there and worry. Have a panic attack for a minute, freak out for a second because we're human, and pick yourself up and go. Do what you have to do to get it done. And if you don't have an answer, then you wait. And that I will tell you from my own experience and from my experience with all of you, that wait, that I don't know what the answer is, can be a deadening silence and a scary energy to deal with. But you wait. You know, God said, be of courage and know that I am God. Be of courage. How many of you have courage? Today's world requires courage. Today's world requires integrity. Today's world requires you to celebrate the little things. Celebrate the milestones. Celebrate the things in your life that brought you joy and that bring you joy and that you can be enthusiastic about as you look to the future. What is your future? Oh, well, guess what? I guess that's what we get to explore right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah every Wednesday night. And tonight especially, we're going to talk to you. We're giving prizes away. We're answering your questions. And we're going to take a quick, very quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines. We've got calls right here in Florida. I know there are listeners all across the nation. So if you're inside Florida, outside Florida, if you're in another state, if you're in another country watching us on Facebook and YouTube, pick up the phone. Join us. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, I got to start in West Palm Beach. So if you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
I've been standing
know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're welcoming our friends on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on your Facebook and YouTube page, Sarah Spiritual, be sure to follow my YouTube channel, follow my Facebook page. And then while you're on social media, go pop on over to my Instagram page, because I've been getting some really interesting messages from Spirit. And one of the messages Spirit gave me this morning was memories are love's way of transcending time through moments that have passed. The feelings they create are forever within our hearts. So I get these little messages from Spirit in the morning, and kind of put them on our Instagram page. And maybe you need a little pick-me-up, a little motivation, a little, I need some kumbaya and connection with God and the angels and my guides. I've got it for you on my Sarah Spiritual Instagram page. And if you're in West Palm Beach, visit me at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and we'd love to see you there, 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard. Well, speaking of West Palm Beach, I've got to go to West Palm Beach, and I've got to go to Danielle. I've got Danielle on the line. Danielle, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm good, and congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate that. And I know you're plugging along, just trying to face the challenges and buckle up, Buttercup, and get your courage on. And I know it's been a very transitional time, emotionally testing time. And, you're questioning, who's really got your back. And I know you're going to figure it out. What is your question for us?
Well, it's interesting because it's your anniversary, and it's 17 years, and it happens to be an anniversary of not such a glorious, happy, when they say that, of mine with my mother. Her 10-year passing of her anniversary today.
Interesting. And, I spoke with a client earlier today, and I was saying to her, your mom's coming through, and your mom's got an anniversary. And I was just sharing with her, she's talking about a birthday anniversary. There's something connected. And she went, wait a minute. Oh, my God. Today's the day that my mom passed. And it was like a year ago. So I know your mom is most certainly hanging out with a lot of other mother souls there on the other side. And, your mom's one of those people who hears you when you talk. And I feel like she has things that she would have done a little differently here on Earth. And now on the other side, she is working to give you energy and support. Dad has also passed, Danielle, as well. Is that also true?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Because I have Dad standing there as well. And, your father's energy is like... he presents the shield here. And like he's shielding you. But also you learned a lot from dynamics that they shared. And so you really have done your best to try to create a better scenario in your own life and your own marriage that we are in the process of stepping out of at this time for you. But they are aware that they were your teachers, and they are very much aware that they are supporting you from the other side, and you are loved, you are seen, and you are safe. This is what they want you to know. You're loved, you are seen, and you are safe. Because they tell me that sometimes you feel as if you're like a frightened little girl, almost in the corner, not really sure what's going to happen. And then you get your courage back, and you become this like Powerpuff Girl. And you're like ready to take on the world, but you're just unsure and unsteady as to where you're going from here. But I do know that this is going to resolve. Is there a meeting, a mediation, a conversation, something that's supposed to happen, a transaction? Because my guides are showing me papers here.
Yes.
And do we have a sale? Yes, I'm getting a sale here. We're selling our house.
We're supposed to have a marital settlement.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yes, supposed to, darling. That's the key word, was supposed to. Well, I can tell you it's coming. It's coming. But, talk about someone locking into their personality and digging their little feet into the ground and going, I don't want to. No offense to your soon-to-be ex, but, sometimes he has his little temper tantrum. And we have to let him have his temper tantrum, and you can't take it personally, right? Because to him, if he has to give you 5 extra pennies, it's like it's the world is ending, right? It's not about that. I do see a settlement coming. I do feel that you'll be bantering about this throughout the summer, and we should get it ironed out. Now, did the house sell, or we're signing the final papers for the sale very shortly? Because we're talking about a sale.
Yes, so we're signing the final paperwork.
Good.
For the contract, so we can, switch hands. Yes.
Very good. I see that. I see that, and I see it being. We are in the month. I always have to think, where am I? What month is it? What day is it? According to the universe. So we're in the month of June, and my guides take me to 28th through July 7th. This window, we should have that final paperwork, the final countdown for this transition of paperwork should be complete.
Oh, and I hope my divorce too.
We don't hope, we manifest, and I want you to focus on that, all right? Just focus on what you want. And then we're going to have a clean slate, and we get to daydream, we get to fantasize, we get to imagine life in a different way. You did your best. You did your best. Interesting. Did Dad wear reading glasses or something?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got his reading glasses on his nose, and he's kind of looking over. It's like he's looking over on my paper as I scribble, right? He's kind of looking, he's going, yeah, sign the contract, right? Sign the contract. He's very, methodical, your dad, is how he presents himself. Does that make sense?
I love listening to this. You don't understand. I'm eating this up.
Yeah,
That's
he
him.
really has you, he's like, sign the papers already, right? So he's like, just get it over with, right? Very matter of fact, very much, and he's got his glasses there, and he's kind of looking over, one little eyebrows up just a little bit, and he's looking, right? And your mom's just sitting there kind of what's going on? What's going on, right? So it's just your dad's trying to take charge of this from the other side for you, and, he hears you, and I look at my hands, and when I look at my hands, they take me to 2 things. They take me to a ring of your mom's. So I feel like you have one of your mom's important rings, okay? So because she's showing me her hands, and a very, very important ring. But she's also making me aware of pains in her hands. Does she have some pain in her hand, or something? Or who has pains in the hand? Who having pains in their hands?
Well, she had her cancer spread, and it was it just spread throughout her bones.
Oh, her bones. Okay, yeah, because she's going like this. She's closing and opening her hand, and it's like, oh, it hurts. This is what she's making me feel, right? But as she's doing that, to hold a cup hurt, or a glass, it bothered her, right?
Yes.
Yes, I know. She's telling me, we're here. We got it. So the crazy thing is...
Oh, my gosh.
The crazy thing is that she's like, but isn't this a beautiful ring? But how it hurts to hold the cup. That's your mother, okay? So she's giving, right? She's giving. Listen, girl's got to look at her jewelry. I got to tell you. So she's just reminding me that it wasn't easy for her at the end, but she did her best to leave you things to remember her by, and it doesn't have to be so complicated.
She's my savior.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be so complicated. All right, we trust that we've been of service to you today, Danielle. And light a candle for your mom, even if you have a tea light, something, or a little fragrance candle, and just say, Mom, this is for you.
I will do that.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet. I will do that. And I also did a donation. I do that at my the temple where I have her memorial plaque.
Beautiful.
So I do that in honor to sort of pay it forward in her memory.
Yes.
And I do that. My father's his is coming up because his passing is next month.
Yeah, his is in July, correct? Yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
I love you, Sarah. You're super.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
Special.
Thank you so much.
I love your gift.
Thank you. I appreciate that God gave me this opportunity. All right. Thank you so much for listening,
It's
Danielle.
really, really amazing. Thank you for sharing it.
My pleasure. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to go from West Palm Beach to another part of Florida. I've got to go to our next caller, our caller number 2. Miami. I got to go to Amanda in Miami. Amanda, how are you doing tonight? Good to connect with you. So glad that we're here with you again tonight. Amanda, how's it going?
Good. How are you, Sarah? Congratulations on your show.
Thank you. So glad to connect with you. Ooh, what is that? Woohoo! I hear music, Amanda, and that music tells me...
Sounds like a celebration.
It sounds like a celebration, and not only are we celebrating 17 years, we're celebrating you.
Woo!
And we're celebrating you by offering you this beautiful gift from my spirit guides. And this is the beautiful energy of the Path Opener Spray. This spray is designed to clear frequency and open the path so you can ease on down the road. Because I think we're ready to make some changes, Miss Amanda, are we not?
Yes, divine timing.
Divine
that is for
timing.
Sure.
That's for sure. So the Path Opener, we will send that to you so that you have that arrive at your door once we get back to the Expedito Center and they have time to pack it all up for you. But know that you are our first winner for our anniversary show tonight. So congratulations to you. And what is your question for us?
Well, I mean, it's just divine timing with this path opener, but I just wanted to gauge and see if Spirit can shed some light on the timing of things opening up for me.
Ah, yes. Well, we look at the land of stagnation and we sit there and say, my goodness, I feel, this is you talking to yourself now, I feel like I'm in stagnation quicksand. And you feel like you've been going down for a while, right? But don't worry. There's a little stick you can hold on to and pull yourself up out of the quicksand. You know, your birthday's coming up, and your birthday to me really represents a complete and total redesign of life for Amanda. And this redesign is bringing you back more powerful, bringing you money. But here's the key. They give me the word soul. So it is about your soul. Your soul is the connection here as to what does Amanda need to do. The soul knows the journey, who you are and why you are here. And then you're saying, well, I sure hope my soul will tell me soon because I don't really know what's going on, Sarah Spiritual, and I'm feeling a little lost, feeling a little stuck. I'm drowning in quicksand, and I don't know which way to go, but I got to go. Right? That's about sums up where you're at.
Yes.
So.
That's about right.
That's about right. Now, this soul meaning for you is anything that aligns with your soul. So you would be the example of if something's not working, you have to make a change. And I know that you've made some changes to get you to where you are, but it's the willingness to just let go and literally free fall and trust that God's going to catch you. So what that looks like for you, Amanda, is what do you feel? Here's that question, the question that I didn't like very much. What is it that Amanda wants? Right? I didn't like it when they asked me, well, what do you want, Sarah? Well, I'm asking you, what do you want? Because, Amanda, it goes beyond what you do for a living. It goes beyond the salary you earn. Now, we all know we need these things to survive in the fabulous world that we live in. However, what do you want? What would make you feel comfortable? What would make you feel happy? And if you think about going to a workplace environment and suddenly you don't feel happy about that thought, then that's not the right choice for you. Do not keep pushing the square peg into the round hole. It's not going to fit, right? If you feel like you are ready to revisit an environment of work that is similar to where you were, and you would like to have a few differences, some nuances, and you recognize that a lot of the conflict that you experienced was a result of the environment that you were in, and most certainly not because it was anything really to do with you, and that you know confidently now within yourself, in your soul, that that was an experience you had to go through because there was a lesson to learn. It was to learn your boundaries. It was to find your voice. It was to separate yourself from the wounds of the past. And if you've done that work, then you can go back into the world as you were, go as you were, but the redesigned version of you. You see, only you can answer that question. Now, it is a good time for us to generate money. So it is very possible that we will have a financial transaction happening this summer. Coming into, they take me to September, actually. So we could have a financial transaction happening, and this financial transaction can bring you money. But know that that is something that you have to choose. Should you not choose that path, you will still be all right. In this way, there is no wrong path. It has to be the path that you feel comfortable with. And it has to be not because this is my only choice. It has to be a choice that is fueled by your love for self and your love for what you are about to do. Not just like, oh, I don't really have a choice. I guess I'm going to do this. Because there are so many ways we can redesign you. I know we're looking in the picture of, I've got to get back into this work environment and I've got to do this and this is what I know to do. But you're a creative person. There's a lot you can do. And you can piecemeal some things while you're waiting for the perfect opportunity to come that you feel you want to jump into. So don't think it's an all or nothing type experience at this moment. It may feel that way, but that is fear generated. So step out of the fear, become the impersonal observer of the storyline, and be your own cheerleader and say, come on, Amanda, you can do it. This is how you want to feel. So how do we align with how we want to feel? Because if we align with how we want to feel, then everything comes together. Does this resonate with you?
The beauty of that, Sarah, is that maybe a month ago I was absorbed in fear, but now I kind of reframe it and I say, what's the best that can happen?
Correct. What's the best
and
that
that's my
can
motto
happen?
going forward.
Yes. And remember, the teachings of Abraham from the law of attraction says, everything's always working out for me. So knowing everything's going to work out for you, we don't have to worry. Right? God gave the grass for the cattle. God gave the worm to feed the sparrow. You're created in God's image. Why worry? Right? And what was that song? Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry.
Yes.
Be happy. So that's your theme song. And your soul may say, hey, you know what? Regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the trauma, the difficulties, the conflicts, your soul may say to you, you know what? Let's just pack it up and roll on out. Let's go on an adventure. Let's move to Georgia. Let's move to Tennessee. Let's move to Texas. Let's go out to Colorado. Your soul tells you to do that. You're going to do that. And we don't need other people's permission to do that. You just roll where your soul wants to go. Spirit had given me a song as one of my early songs, back when I used to channel songs like regularly. And it says, the soul knows the journey, who you are and why you're here. What is the question The soul knows the reason for the fear and all the tears. Let it go. The soul knows. So your soul has the answer. Everything's happening for a reason, honey. Well, you've got a birthday coming
Beautiful
up, so
message. Thank you so much.
stand strong in what you want and keep us posted here on the journey. We appreciate your listening to the show. We know you've been following us for quite a while, probably 10 years plus, so we appreciate that.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you for all your help and your guidance. It doesn't go unnoticed.
We
Thank you
appreciate
very
that.
much.
My pleasure. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We are opening up phone lines. We want to talk to you. Before we get to our next caller, we want to visit our friends on Facebook. My friends on Facebook, they're a valuable part of this experience here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We want to visit our friends on YouTube because they too are very valuable to our connection here and sharing, getting the word out of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You know, my Facebook users and my Instagram people and my YouTube friends, they have really shown up and shared the experience and shared these shows with their groups and their friends. So we appreciate you. So I want to go to Facebook and I want to answer a question or two so that we can acknowledge the beauty of our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So let's see, we've got to go to Karina Bodie. And Karina says, Sarah, I have seen a positive shift in my life. I know something big is coming. I love that. You know, I always hear that song when my spirit guides say something big is coming. It's something's coming. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be great. And I see it. And does Spirit have a message for you? I can't wait. And so she gives me her birthday, and she's very grateful. I can see by her little emojis. And she says she's been listening. So, Karina, yes, you are ready to put your foot upon a path that is different in how you express yourself, even in areas of work. And this is a creative path for you, and it is a big opening time. Opening of connectivity, opening of spirit, opening of recognizing that you have come here to be a powerful being, a being that is here to assist others on the path. And the positive shift is going to bring abundance for you, and it's going to bring spiritual enlightenment that is going to heighten your connectivity and that is going to push you forward so that you can assist others and create this really powerful force of energy around you. We thank you so much for listening to the show, participating in Facebook, and we know that you've crossed our path at the Expedito Enlightenment Center for a personal session, so we thank you for that participation as well. Thank you, Karina. We appreciate you. We'll grab one more from our friends on Facebook and my friends on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, we're going to YouTube. We've got Grace Williams, and Grace Williams says, hey, she's like, happy 17th. I did forget to give my date of birth and my husband's. Her question is, we're planning a trip and to relocate to Africa. What do my spirit guides say? I'm hearing Toto in my head. We're going out to Africa. And let me tell you, honey, this is a very powerful time for you to begin to make the change. And when I look at where you are and this journey, my guides tell me that as we come into 2027 is a great time for you to choose to move into a new journey in Africa. From 2027, the energy opens up. And I'm also seeing financial shift and change around your husband. And your husband, I see this is a year of money for him, financial transactions. So perhaps we're going to sell a house or cash in some monies that we have invested so that we can relocate to Africa. I do feel your spirit is calling you, and that's why your spirit guides are saying, yes, it is something you can do. Do your due diligence. Make sure you pick the spot that you would love to live in. And this Grace Williams can give you a powerful, happy second half of life and a comfortability that I know that you will enjoy. Keep us posted on your plans and begin to visualize and set some things in motion. I do feel there's a trip that's going to come to Africa before we even make the move. So I do see a trip coming. I don't know if the trip I see in the next few months is actually to Africa or somewhere else, but I do know that you will go to Africa before you move there. Thank you so much, Grace Williams, for your YouTube question. All right, we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And I've got to go to Adam, and Adam is in Port St. Lucie. Adam, how are you doing?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing.
I have to say a piece of trivia for you. What is a traditional 17th anniversary gift for 17 years? Do you know?
I do not know. What is
it? I will. I don't know if I'm thinking about maybe I'll just reveal it on YouTube or Facebook, so they have to go there. But I won't keep the people in the car crazy. It is furniture. Would you believe it's furniture?
Furniture.
So go out and get a nice piece of furniture for the Expedito Center for this 17th anniversary for your radio show.
For the radio show. Yeah, or I'll start to bring my own chair here, right? They'll be like, all right, she's moving in finally. So thank you, Adam, for that. Well, obviously, if I was married, I would be like, well, that really sucks. Like, that's not a present I would want for my 17th wedding anniversary. So I'm so glad it's a radio show anniversary because I would be crying, It's like getting a chocolate bar, for goodness sake. So, hello. So,
new couch. New
couch, yes. So, Adam, what is your question for us? What's going on? Thank you for your wisdom, your trivia. I know you're the little trivia queen on Facebook and YouTube because you are always putting out these really great things here. And, Adam, why don't you tell everybody what your channel is so that they can follow you? Because I know you've got quite the little following going on.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have a Facebook show. It's called The Adam Barta Show on Facebook. If you searched it on there, we're actually about to celebrate 500,000 followers. And we're really excited. It's been, and I have to say, Sarah, you really have guided me through this whole process. I mean, you knew me when a couple years ago when I was really struggling, and your advice has been so sage and so wonderful and really gotten me through the hardest times. And, I've had a lot of success in my career. You, even with this house we just moved into, you predicted that. You foresaw that correctly. Everything, I followed what you said. I did not sign contracts in the middle of Mercury retrograde, and it went fabulously. And I'm so happy, and thank you for guiding me through that. I really appreciate it.
It is my pleasure, my honor to help you, and congratulations on your followers on Facebook. I think that's so exciting. I remember speaking with you at a separate time and talking about, hey, I have this opportunity and I'm going to do this. And you flew out to learn some tricks of the trade, and it was just, destiny, right? You felt the call. And I know that your mom and your dad on the other side were very instrumental in getting you there and making sure that you show up and do what you're meant to do, which is to entertain people, right? One way or another, you're meant to entertain people. And they're quite entertaining.
No, I feel, and the other piece of that, which was incredible, was that it happened on my mom's birthday. I got flown out on this opportunity of the 365 days out of the year. It was my mom's birthday, which was so significant. So it was wonderful that this was the thing. This was the one thing too that worked out, and it was the thing that I believe she gave me. So it's really great.
Absolutely. And I follow like license plates, right? So if I see a license plate, I know I'm in the right place at the right time, and it's always connected, right? So Adam, what is your question for me?
I have a family member who, is been ill the past couple months. Sort of her health was, deteriorating, and now she's kind of sort of leveled out, and she has a lot of financial struggles, and where she's going to live, and a lot of it's kind of been falling on me by proxy of the whole family has kind of shut down with it, and they're kind of fed up, and I kind of want to know, what's going to happen with her? Is it going to be? I mean, I guess you can tell me as far as me, like my relationship with her, like where is this going? Is she going to be able to help herself, or how does this turn around, or will it turn around?
At this moment, she cannot help herself. At this moment, she really needs everything kind of put together for her. And you literally have to find a teeny little small spot for her to go. But I do not feel that she can live alone, and this becomes a problem. As you were talking, my spirit guides gave me the word declining, right? And underneath, they wrote mental. So like I feel like she's mentally declining, and it does not mean she's not there. She's there. She's intelligent, she's witty, she's there, but I just feel like she is in this state of fight or flight. She's in a fearful state. Mentally, this is causing her to decline. She's losing control over the life that she thought she was controlling, and I feel like she's come here to Florida, and suddenly everything's falling apart, and so I feel like she's blaming everything around her, but the fact that this is just the juncture of life that she's at, which is a natural progression of we're independent one day, and then the next day we're not as independent. And, I feel as if she will find a spot. I do feel like you're going to have to do something for her to help her get that spot. Maybe family members can help align and contribute to kind of getting her set up and getting the healthcare system to help her get someone to be with her, visit her, care for her for a certain amount of hours of the day. I do feel like she's going to need to be in close proximity to you. I do not feel that her moving in with you would be the best choice. I feel like that would be challenging for you as, in your relationship, challenging for you in your new start in the house, and for your business. So, you're going to have to keep her separate. I do feel that maybe there's some form of an assisted living or something that we can get coverage through Medicare, whatever she's got available to her. There are ways around, and you need to talk to someone who's more of an advocate, who knows all the ins and outs, understands her medical plans and what Medicare is providing for her. I don't know what plan she picked and what coverage she has available to her. Apparently all this makes a difference when you're faced with some of these challenges. So you're going to have to really become her voice and her investigator, which I know you're very good at. I do feel it's going to take about 2 months, possibly 3, to really get this to be settled. What is her birthday, please?
It's 11/25. What's 79? She's 79 years old, so 11/25.
I got it.
79 minus 26.
Yeah, I'm already there, and with the connection with Spirit, because I just needed to connect to her birthday. And so, this is a year of 2025 into this year was meant to be a year of some challenges and change, and it's manifesting. We all have these years that bring challenges and change, and it's manifesting in her health and her ability to connect for herself, and so she's not strong enough. But after her birthday this year, she should be in a better shape. She'll be settled, and I don't feel like she's taken the best care of herself. I don't feel like she's been on the right medicines. I don't feel like she's been eating right. There's so many contributory factors that have created this dilemma that she's in, that we need to kind of pick them apart, Adam, and decide what's the priority now, and make sure that she's all right. She needs to be, she needs to have better nutrition. She needs to have medications managed. I don't feel like she's supposed to be on some medicines, and I don't know that she's taking things the way she's supposed to. And we need to really take a look at her brain health, right? So we know that she's in a place that she's going to be cared for, and as things maybe progress, she's got support, right? I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose. I can only see what I see in the energy. And did we get her dog settled?
We did. She's been reunited with them at the ALF, and she actually has an opportunity that's come up to go out to Iowa to live with an extended family member that I actually don't know, but I've talked to them, and possibly she's willing to take her in with the dogs, but I don't know. I feel like that could be a very bad decision, or it could be the best decision. So it's like, does she raise the money for the ALF to kind of stay here, or does she go with the opportunity to possibly be with somebody to take care of her out there?
That would depend on the person, and you and I would need to have a more in-depth conversation about that person, their birthday. Maybe this week coming up, you can pop down to the center. I think we have some spots open. So let's see if we can get you on my calendar, And let's explore this specifically. So first thing Spirit said is, well, she can go for the adventure, right? But we know she gets easily, I'm hearing my little New York side of me say verschummelt, right? So she gets a little verschummelt. And so we want to make sure that if she goes there, she's not going to have a meltdown, and then we need to just turn around and start all over again back here, right? So that's what we need to kind of check. But she definitely needs that care. And so if that person's willing to do that, and I feel like there are programs in place that if you care for a relative, there's a way that person could almost get compensated to looking out for her.
Yeah. That's what the social worker, we're going to look into that stuff for sure.
Yeah. So that may make it a little easier and a win-win for everybody. Okay?
Yes. Thank you. This makes complete sense, everything you've said.
Perfect. Well, then I guess we will touch base tomorrow and get you on my schedule for next week so that we can investigate this situation. I appreciate your call. I appreciate your support. Congratulations on your channel on Facebook. We're very proud of you and happy for you. And I know your mom and dad are with you, and we give you our best. Thank you for calling. We appreciate you.
Thank you, and congratulations. And bye for now.
Bye for now. All right, everyone, we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, we've got some things coming up. We've got some offerings at the Expedito Center. We've got some sessions I want to tell you about. And we've got other callers on the line. So if you're on hold, please don't hang up. We're going to connect with you. And if you have not picked up the phone, if you've not joined the conversation right here on our 17-year anniversary, then I would love to speak with you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're going to take a moment to hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
See in me and you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We're so glad to be connecting with all of you. And we've got some things coming up at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We have our fabulous mid-year reading. How's the year going for you? Well, our mid-year reading gives us a little pulse, a little touch point of this spiritual checkup. The doctor is in, and we need to examine where you're at and where did you want to be at this juncture. And if you're not on track, your guides and angels are going to tell you. They're going to say, listen, you need to do this to get to where you want to go. We're having a special on our mid-year spiritual checkup. So let's take your pulse and see how we're doing in the middle of 2026 and what changes we still want to make so that we can close out the year with a bang. So go to sarahspiritual.com. There you'll find all the information on our mid-year session. And we also have a fabulous opportunity for you to do some healing work. If you feel like your inner child, your inner work is needing to get looked at, then we have an opportunity for you to do our soul integration. Our soul integration session is when we go back in time. And we take a look at your little girl or your little boy, and we find out where you became fragmented, discontent. Maybe you didn't feel good enough or worthy. Maybe there were some difficulties in the household. We know our parents do the best they can with what they have and who they are at the time, but as a little one, you need to feel loved, nurtured, connected. And we need to find that little one who's trapped. Because if you're finding that you're repeating patterns of the same types of relationships, patterns with money, patterns with job, then guess what? There's something inside of you that doesn't feel like you're worthy or that you're able to have what you want. And we need to rectify that by doing our soul integration. It is on sale. Go to sarahspiritual.com and learn more about the soul integration. And there's actually a little clip that was taken live from my radio show of my describing the soul integration process. So take a look at that clip, and we'd love to help you integrate whatever's feeling out of whack so that you can have the best experience possible. Well, we're going to go back to our phone lines, and I've got to go to New Jersey, and I've got Joy on the line. Joy, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Celebrate good times. Come
on. Yes, indeed, Joy. You are our winner, our next winner here, because we are giving prizes away tonight. And you are receiving our Guardian Angel Spray. The Guardian Angel Spray brings to you, your Guardian Angel brings it closer, is going to help you feel protected and surrounded, Joy. So I know that you've been navigating some changes, so this is an important time for you to get your Guardian Angel
really use that
in
spray.
your pocket. Absolutely, Joy. So we thank you so much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And Joy, where we're going tonight, what can we talk about? What's the question? How can I assist you?
Well, first I want to say congratulations on 17 years.
Thank you.
You have given me hope, guidance so much throughout the last 17 years. And there's words can't even describe how much I appreciate you, appreciate the crew and this incredible show.
Thank you.
The whole tribe. Thank you. And that's from the bottom and the top of my heart. So I want to make sure to say that first. Very important. So yes, lots of changes as I'm standing next to a highway because we're back in a motel, my daughter and I, and the last year and a half or so has been pretty hellish, and I'm just very confused. I do feel as though I've had to been going through this for a reason. So I'm wondering what the purpose of all this is. Like, where do you see things Darling, I was just denied SSDI, so I'm just scared. I'm having trouble navigating back at square one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times if you get denied, you have to try again. Okay, so a no isn't always a no. So we go back to the drawing board, and if you didn't have a lawyer help you, you need a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, but we need someone who knows the system, right? Most people start out, they do it on their own. Sometimes they do it twice on their own, and then they get a lawyer. Well, let's just go to a lawyer, all right, and have them help you. But we know that's a process, so that's not going to give you the solution this month or next month or maybe even the next 3 months. So we need to find a way for you to move forward and survive, right? You got tossed upside down, and my guides are taking me back 5 years. So when I go back 5 years, 2021, that was a difficult time for you, please?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And your partner passed.
Right.
When did your partner pass, please?
Yes.
Is that the time?
It was around 2022.
Okay.
Or 23. I'm losing track of the years.
Okay.
But it was rocky before then.
It was rocky before then, yes. So, and I know your partner passed, and I feel like when that happened in 2022, when your partner passed, then Spirit shows me that it just broke you, okay? It broke you because everything you saw, and they're giving me a heart for a broken heart, everything you saw in your future just got crashed. Just crashed in front of you. And even though we've moved on and we're trying to navigate life, it's just that was the designing moment that took you in a different direction. And you really have not gotten on your feet since then, okay? Since really the end of 2020. You just never really were able to get you move forward a little and then things would kind of fall backwards, and then 2022, we hit the bottom. Now, your guides, your angels are with you. Your body is too inflamed to even be comfortable, so I feel like you're always in pain. Are you always in pain?
Yeah, whether it's in my stomach or anxiety, a lot of emotional pain. Some physical pains as well, yeah.
And have you been able to get any counseling, anyone who can assist you in mental health of some sort?
I've been through a couple of things, and right now, because of my having to be displaced, where I'm on the verge of not having to break this connection possibly. We're still trying to work on that.
Right.
I'm further away than where I was, so.
Okay. Well, this too shall pass. All right. I feel this is going to pass for you, and I feel that these next 5 months are going to take us to a new pathway. Now 5 months is a long time, but it's a process over the next 5 months, because I'm also finding that it's difficult for you to work. Is that also true?
Yes.
Because finding work, it's a process for you. Is that also correct?
Yeah, it's holding work is the biggest thing, and also finding the instability is both mentally and physically has been really tough.
So what can we do on our own, right? So you need to sit and be still and say, Spirit, clearly you're trying to keep me out of the system of the workforce because things aren't working.
Right.
So what is the plan? You got to give it to God. What is the plan? How do we move forward? What is the plan? And God's going to give you that answer. And you may say, but why don't I know?
I do still have SSI. They haven't made a decision on that yet, but I'm praying for that at least, because that would definitely help.
Yes, because then I also feel like we can qualify for some housing.
Right.
But even with SSI, you can still have a plan and make something, do something, have a little side business. You are allowed to have some money, and then we would be able to be a little bit more sound, right? What is your daughter's birthday, please?
What's my what?
Your daughter's birthday. What is her birthday?
My daughter's birthday is 8/24/18.
And so she's very sensitive to all your moods and the energy. Is that
Very.
correct? And as a sponge, you know, they show me her as a sponge. She absorbs everything, and she has her own little anxiety. Is that correct?
She is. Yes, she is actually diagnosed with anxiety at 4 years old.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? So, but it's all the insecurities. It's all the uncertainty. It's the unsettled, and
right.
And she was a baby when her dad passed?
Well, that was her, the only father figure she knew, but she was about 4.
4.
When that happened.
4 when that happened,
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a very difficult thing to go through at age 4, all right?
Right.
And notice that was the onset of the anxiety. If I heard you correctly, she, for the most part, got diagnosed around that age.
Right, yeah.
Very smart little girl.
As far as, oh, I'm sorry, what did you say?
She's a very smart little girl.
She is. Yeah. Very.
So she will be all right. She will be all right. We just need to give her the skill set to cope with her feelings and her emotions when the anxiety comes forward. All right?
Right.
What is your follow-up question for me, Joy?
Well, I had mentioned Jason before, 2/1981.
Mm-hmm.
I did finally meet him, and feels like home in many different ways. But it's kind of, I think I haven't spoken to him in a couple of days, and I get like anxious because I'm insecure about where I am right now, and I'm just wondering where you see his feelings lying for me and what you see in the foreseeable future for the two of us.
Well, he is a very intelligent man. He is a big picture guy. He doesn't handle conflict well. He also has his own little anxiety or anxiousness, nervousness as well. So he doesn't have solutions, and sometimes that frustrates him. So he doesn't know how to assist you and how to help you. And when I look at him, I feel like, you know, he's there for you, but he always needs space. He's someone who he dances in and then he dances out. He dances in and he dances out. And it's just who he is. It doesn't mean he doesn't care for you when he's dancing out. My guides kind of call him the dance away lover. You know, it's like he spins out off the dance floor, then ta-da, there he is in a new suit, and he's all set to go. And you're like, well, wait a minute, what happened to for the 3 days, right? And you know, but he's eclectic, he's eccentric, he's kind of weird actually, but in an endearing kind of way.
I absolutely adore him.
Yeah, but he's weird. Okay, so you've got to put up with some of his idiosyncrasies, and those idiosyncrasies are just things that may not make you feel secure, but you have to go by what he has told you and what he shows you when he's with you. I do not see him interested in another, so put that on the side. I do not see that.
Thank you. I've been very worried about that. He seems the most interested in me out of anyone, really.
Yes.
It's like a special kind of interest that I recognize. I'm a bit the same way. So,
but he's also working on himself. He's trying to get his life together.
Right.
All right. So there's something he needs to navigate for work. There's movement forward in work for him.
Yeah, he's got a very demanding job.
And so he's got to get that in order. And so he doesn't have time to be, I don't know, there used to be a song, Feelings, Nothing More Than Feelings, right? He can't get caught up in all these feelings and emotions. He is what he is, he says what he does, and that's who he is.
Right.
All right. This is going to take time, so it is key. This man does not do well with pressure.
Right.
So don't give him any pressure.
He kind of gave me a glimpse of that, so I stepped back.
Yeah, if you start to wig out, you're going to have to sit your little soul integrated self, and which we haven't integrated yet. You're going to need to sit on a park bench, and you need to sit there with your little girl and go, "It's okay, I love you, and we're going to be fine." You need to talk to your inner self and let your inner self know that all is going to be well, and that he's here in your life for a reason, and we're going to get to see if it's a lifetime or a season. But we need to remain calm and live in the moment of now and enjoy the moment. We have to enjoy the moment. You're robbing yourself of the joy when you're with him because you're wondering what's coming next. Well, he's not ready for that.
Well, I haven't gotten to see him again. That's why I'm like, he has told me that he can't. It's hard for him to make time for a pretty little lady like me, as he says.
Yeah.
But I see that he's trying to enjoy his life too, and I know he's got residual things he has to work on. And I kind of told him, I'm here. You're like Batman, but I'm here.
Right. So now here's how the story goes. And someone I know wrote a book, and it said, "Men chase, women choose." So he has to chase you. Okay, let him chase you. If he's not chasing you, he's not ready to capture you. A guy who wants to be with you is going to chase you. A guy who wants to be with you is going to show up. A guy who wants to be with you is going to change their whole life for little old you, little pretty old you. So we're going to let him show you. Because I know you live in New Jersey. Were you born in New Jersey? Okay.
I was, but I was adopted and brought to Pennsylvania, and we actually went to high school with one another and kind of hung out with a similar crew, but never crossed paths until now.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
Essentially, you're from New Jersey. We're going to use New Jersey as a marking spot because that is known as the Garden State. Okay. I don't know what Pennsylvania is known as. Do you know what their slogan is? I don't know. I know Florida's the Sunshine State.
Dutch country.
Dutch country. Okay. So you can be a Dutch country girl, you can be a Garden State girl, but when it comes to him, girl, you are neither of those girls. You are from Missouri. And do you want to know why you're from Missouri? Missouri is the show me state. So
it's the what? Sorry.
Show me state. Show me. Okay. So
that's where I'm at.
And that's what
I literally just typed up something yesterday, because I can't say it to him, but I basically was, in an email to him through draft. I said, I really can't. Well, first I can't be entertained because I saw somebody else.
Right.
The thing for pretty faces, I thought he was seeing somebody else or something. But also, I just don't have the time to sit around wondering if someone wants to make time with me or even hang out with me for a little bit. I just don't have time to worry about that. So he's going to have to show me that.
then you stop worrying about it. Okay. There was a song that said, "Don't talk of stars burning above. If you're in love, show me. Never do I ever want to hear another word. There isn't one I haven't heard." From a Broadway show. So we've heard it all, girl. We are not playing the game. You do not worry. If he shows up, he shows up. If not, it's a soul connection. It's familiarity. It's comfortable. We're from the same town. We went in the same circles of people. Our paths did not cross, and now our paths have crossed. Is there a reason, or is it just a circle back of a soul connection that's going to spin you out to take you to someone else? There's always, always, always someone else. But if you're going to lament over, does he care, does he not care, is he with me, is he not with me, you're going to mess the whole story up. So you need to do you. You have so much going on that you need to get your power back, because you cannot enter a relationship in victim modality, okay? And this victim feeling is not that you're sitting there going, woe is me, but so much is happening to you, you don't know how to get out of it. And then he becomes the knight in shining armor, and we want him to rescue you, and he cannot. And you're going, but Sarah, I'm not asking that. But the energy that you're giving out from this despondent place that we are in, because we're filled with fear and worry, is I'm in a needy spot.
Right.
Okay? And we cannot come from
I feel
need.
that.
We have to come from our strength. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I've accomplished all these things. I'm in a string of bad luck. Everybody goes through it. We all go through cycles. Sometimes it could take 20 years to go through another dark night of the soul, but it happens. And we just got to move forward. I trust that I've been of service to you tonight.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you
I appreciate
so much, Sarah.
you. And
it's just very important to me.
yes, you will be fine. Keep us posted on the journey, and we look forward to talking to you again.
We do.
Bye
Thank
for
you
now.
so much, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. I would love to visit my friends on Facebook. I would love to talk to someone on YouTube. We are feeling the energy of our online friends. Matter of fact, I haven't even really had a chance to look and see who's even on. I just had a peek earlier, but we've got a YouTube person. We've got Maria Loretta. And we've got this energy here. It says, happy 17th anniversary, Sarah. Lots of changes happening lately. Any advice on my current relationship? Current relationship. Well, you know, what I see here, Loretta, is that there's this energy here for you that is really all about expansion and growth, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and in the energy of love, 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 love. Your partner, on the other hand, I feel like they've got this sense of, you know, how things need to be. And I feel like, I don't know if there's a distance between the two of you, and maybe we're not always connected in timelines, but I feel like we need to spend more time together. I feel like we need a better energy for that. So I want you to envision what you want and ask him what he wants on this from this relationship, and where does he want this relationship to go. We kind of need to know, is he really ready for this relationship? Now, you say to me here, well, where is he at? And Spirit says, you know, he's very methodical in his ways, Loretta, so we need to let it unfold. I see great love, great admiration, great caring for you. I just feel like there's something he needs to get together. And I don't know if someone's moving, either you or him, but I see a move coming. And I feel like that could be the turning point for this relationship. We want to thank you, Loretta, for following the show. We know that you've been a loyal listener and a follower of us here at the Expedito Enlightenment Center when you were visiting from Canada. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much, Maria Loretta Ryan, for your question on YouTube. Let's see if we can pull one more from our Facebook or YouTube friends. Let's see a comment or something we've got popping up here. Mark Daniel Potts. He says, when do I quit my job? I love this question, Mark Daniel Potts, and go to my full time with my business. We are counting up to the time when we do that, and I feel like we need to let most of this year pass by, kind of taking you into the energy of your birthday. You may say, Sarah, why do you say that? Well, Sarah Spiritual is going to tell you that there's a lot changing in the world, and we want you to build as much momentum in your business as possible. We want you to build relationships. We want you to have a soft connection in our relationships with people, have them trust you and believe in your services. Because when we land in just doing our business, we want to make sure we have enough business to fill our books so that you can be okay and sustain yourself and build an even better life than you've been able to build with your full-time job. So when do you quit your day job? Not yet. We're going to say you want to wait quite a few months before you do that. But 2027 opens up that new possibility, especially if your job is a service that people need. And I do know for a fact it is. And it's a service that I don't see AI taking over. So you're going to be right for the times, my friend. Build the business, build the brand, build the reputation, get the reviews, begin the relationships, make people connect with you in a way that they know they can trust you, and spread the word, and then everything will come together for you. We thank you, Mark Daniel Potts, for your Facebook question. We appreciate your following the show. Bye for now. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we'd love to hear from you. We have some callers on the line, and if you want to join them, please pick up the phone at 866-972-7247. Stay with us. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, I'm going to go to Connecticut and see what's popping over there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Did you call me with your soul? Because you know me. I know you. And you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 972-7247. We're getting ready to wrap up our 816th live show and our 17-year anniversary, which means we're turning the corner. We're heading up to 18, and glad to have you here and to share this experience with all of you. If you would like to have a personal session with me, I'd love to connect with you. You can visit sarahspiritual.com. There you'll find all the information on my sessions page. You can find out all the different sessions that I offer. We can do it virtually, via video, via phone, or if you're local to West Palm Beach, I sure would love to meet you. Pop in the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Check out our metaphysical store. See all the goodies that we have. We just got a whole bunch of new goodies in. We've got some new books and some new incense, and we've got some cool things that just arrived, and always getting new little goodies popping into the center. So love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and I'd love to sit with you. If you have something, a major life decision coming up, or just want to know that your loved ones are with you, or what's your purpose? Maybe you want to open up your spiritual gifts. That's what I'm here for, to assist you on the journey. Well, now that we're assisting you on the journey, we are going to go to our next caller. And our next caller is Amanda, and Amanda is in Connecticut. Amanda, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Congratulations on your 17th anniversary, and a few years of those I've been a part of with your guidance that have helped shape who I am today.
Yes, thank you so much for calling. You know, Amanda, it's kind of crazy. I was just thinking about you today, and I was remembering... knowing that you live far away, but I was remembering when you were here in Florida and you came to visit me, and the first days you walked through the door at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and what a great feeling that was, to meet you here on the radio show and to connect with you and to get to know you and then have you come visit us at the center. And I know you were fortunate enough to spend some time in Florida for a while with your grandfather, who I know is on the other side with you, watching over you. And, I just was remembering that. And here we are, you're calling tonight. So I must have sent a little frequency signal out so that you would hear me. Good job. Your little spidey senses are working.
That was exactly what I was going to share on the radio. And I don't know if I could share the little special meaning. You actually named my daughter Liliana Rose and knew the name before I said anything.
Yes, I do remember that. And didn't we do that like on the radio show too or something? I don't remember where we did it, but I remember doing that.
And I said, it was okay to announce. And I tell everyone, including my daughter, my spiritual advisor named my daughter, this lady we watch on TV, on YouTube, she named you, and she actually was singing your song tonight right before I called, Sarah.
Oh,
and I think she has a spiritual gift as
well. Of course she does. Of course, she's your kid, honey. Of course she does. And I was sharing with my producer last week, and I think he thought I was crazy, but I was sharing with him that not just people's children, but their puppies and their cats watch me. And it's the craziest thing. They literally sit on their beds or couches and they are glued to the TV, and I don't know if it's something about the energy or my voice. I'm not sure, but they watch. So, and we do have quite a few munchkins that watch me as well. So I'm always grateful for that. I've gotten so many pictures over the years of little kids just sitting there watching Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So that has been a great gift to me, and also very heartwarming to see little ones just being interested in, all things possible, right? Because I think that here on this show, anything's possible. Now, I know, Amanda, you've been through a lot, and you've been through a lot of changes, and I know that you have developed greatly. And the first thing my guides and angels want to commend you on is the personal strength, perseverance, and your boundaries that you've been able to set for yourself. I know it has not always been the easiest time, but I know that it has helped you grow. And I am being reminded that we never did find our grandfather's jacket. Is that correct?
Oh my God! I knew he was going to send that message. No, but we still have not found the jacket. Dad still can't find it. Maybe he should stop in and have a session with you. Maybe he could get the guidance from Grandpa. I'm like, he's going to bring it up. He's going to bring up this jacket.
Yeah,
when I called you up for something else, he's going to bring.
I feel like, and I know we talked about the dry cleaners at one time, but I feel like it ended up somehow in someone else's hands. I don't know whose, but I'm just feeling that, it somehow over this time, maybe it was where we were hoping at one point, but it's now passed on to someone else's hands. So I don't know who has the jacket. Yeah, so that is but he was very quick to tell me, like, they still haven't found my jacket, Sarah. Like, I am so sorry they did not find your little bomber jacket, honey. But he's on the other side, just, they still, because, that was part of his identity. That jacket is how he shows me. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I still don't know which jacket, but I always thought I needed to go pay for this jacket, and maybe it was a jacket he wanted me to have. And it's funny that you say that, because I don't even know what jacket. It could be a jacket Dad may have and doesn't even realize it, but it's hard to determine.
It's a leather jacket. It is a leather jacket.
He's not showing a vest like he used to wear when I was down there with pins on it. Could it be that? No, because he had that when I was at the dry cleaners. He had it with me. Never mind, can't be that one.
No, it's not. No, it's a jacket. It's a jacket. It's not a vest. It's a jacket. Well, we'll see. Otherwise, we'll eventually he'll come to you and be like, listen, this is the jacket. But anyway, Amanda, I just want to make sure I can have time to answer your question. What is your question for me here tonight?
Okay. I know I've been going through a lot of stressful things involving me and my daughter, and things that after 3 years creeped up going into relapse, if you know what I'm talking about. I had one of my bad episode over a week ago, and I usually snap out of it. I think it's ones I've discussed with you. But I'm having a lot of trouble kind of bouncing back to the point today. I dropped my daughter off at preschool and was like, that's it, I'm going to the hospital. Enough is enough. Like last night, my legs, I was laying in bed and they felt ready to go out, and they feel like as if I ran a marathon. I'm having the heart palpitations. I went to the hospital. All my scans and blood work that they ran came back normal. And, the whole time I'm sitting there, I said, if the doctors can't figure it out, I think I need to call into Sarah tonight and everything. And I'm like, maybe, I know you're not a doctor, maybe from you, Sarah, and my grandfather have some guidance to point me in the direction. It could be maybe a lingering aura of my migraines I get that's just lingering around. All the stress over the last few weeks, if you're able to pick up on, could be causing
Okay, so
it.
here's what I have for you, Amanda. So this is a result of anxiety. This is two parts here, okay? Actually three. But this is something that is activated through anxiety, and stress is bringing on the anxiety. Also a lot of spiritual energy around you. So I feel like there's some spiritual attachment energy. You're around a lot of people, and so I feel like something has attached itself to you. So we need to clear your energy, clear your aura. Okay, that's one. Number two, I feel as if we have like a precursor to, again, not a doctor, but there's something lingering in your system that is almost like something that's like the basis of an autoimmune disease or something, whether it's triggered by anxiety, brings it to the surface. So you most likely have something that is fueled by a dormant Epstein-Barr virus of some sort, and there's many strains of that virus, and that virus then creates these pains in your legs, the heart palpitation, and and then this anxiety issue, because a lot of chronic fatigue, a lot of autoimmune diseases, these people have a lot of anxiety, right? And so all of these things are playing in together. So eventually, they can only run so many blood tests, and the blood tests that the medical science does is, the basic ones that have been most beneficial. I have nothing bad to say about the medical profession. I know they serve their purpose, but there are other tests that, are usually not covered by insurance, but could be something that would be worth it for you to do and maybe save up for if you were to go to a functional medicine doctor. And let's say the average blood test is testing maybe 28 different things. Functional medicine blood test is testing closer to 100 things. And so you could see a level that normally we don't look at, that may, because that is out of whack in you, is triggering all of this from happening. And then we address the root cause. Because you are not addressing the root cause, this is why this keeps happening to you.
Okay, so I'm not losing my mind, because even before I was debating on honestly calling, I'm like, Mom, my vision's getting kind of blurry. Like, I'm feeling a little dizzy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm still gonna call.
Right,
So I'm
because
not
it's
losing my mind where
anxiety. You know, and then imagine this, and hear this, Amanda. If you are calling someone who's spiritual, who may be able to assist you in this journey,
right.
and there's a spirit attached to you that maybe doesn't want to see you prosper, it's like a heavy negative energy, and we haven't cleaned our aura in a while, we haven't taken a spiritual bath, we haven't done anything to cleanse ourselves. Goodness gracious, go get a big bag of Epsom salt and pour it in the tub and get in, okay? We haven't done anything to clear our energy, especially on a regular basis. You work around people. You need to do that. So that energy, that entity doesn't want to see you get help. You know, I recently was reading someone who has a few things going on with them. And we were coming to the end of the session, and it was a pretty intense session. You know, they have a lot going on. And they just got up and they're like, I got to get out of here, right? And they just kind of walked off. And they're like, oh my God, I feel so bad that I did that to you. But it's not about that. I know it wasn't them saying, I've got to get out of here. It was the spirit attached to them, the energy, that didn't want them to get the help they needed. So, I mean, I know not to take that personally, you know, even though it's like, okay, what's going on? So, you know, the negativity doesn't want you to call, doesn't want you to get the help, right? And we're in a battle of good versus evil. This is what's going on in the world, duality. We've got right and wrong. We've got negativity and positivity. We got it all happening. So this is why you're experiencing this. So we have to kind of clear our energy, and we're going to have to take a closer look at our blood and get to the root cause. There could be something simple that you're eating that is irritating this, right? So you're going to take a look and see, you know, do we have the Epstein-Barr virus laying dormant in your body? Do you have this strain of a virus or that? And, you know, if it gets activated and disturbed, does it manifest in leg pains or heart palpitations or dizziness? You'll come to find all that out. I hope I've been of help to you, Amanda.
Right. Did you say there was a third thing?
Oh, my goodness. Amanda, do you hear the music?
Yeah.
We have a winner.
It's my lucky day to call in.
It's your lucky day to call in. And interestingly enough, we have the Archangel Michael spray for you, Miss Amanda. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. So that'll be fabulous. We will definitely pack it up and send it out to you, so you can mist yourself. And what I love about my Archangel Michael spray is it's got a little bit of truth serum. So if you think someone's not quite being honest with you, girl, then we're going to find the truth. All right.
Okay.
We thank you so much for your call. Congratulations on being one of our prize winners. And we thank you for joining us here tonight.
Thank you, Sarah. Have a good evening. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines. And we have Karen, and Karen is in Jensen Beach. Karen, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Karen. Good to make this connection with you. You know, I feel like money comes when you are relaxed, and they're showing me money here. So I feel like you are getting ready to manifest money. Is there something you're wanting to do with money at this time? Create for yourself?
Well, in my lifetime, I've lost so much, and like not only financially, but
I know personally as well. I understand that. I understand that.
Yes.
But I do see money coming to you. So I encourage you
and
to not look from lack. I encourage you, Karen, to focus on money flows to me with ease and grace. I am a magnet of abundance. Abundance comes to me based on my intentions and my actions. And my actions are creative and inspired. My actions are aligned with my divine destiny. My actions are connected to my creativity. Karen, you need to explore your creativity. You need to find your voice. You need to be a way shower. You need to speak out and talk about some of these things that have been very uncomfortable for you, some of these things that have been very tragic for you, because it has been a difficult time. And Whose name begins with the letter D? Is there someone connected to you with a D, please? Who's D?
Well,
I don't know.
I have a cousin named Daniela.
Daniela. Okay, yes. Are we close to Daniela? We're supposed to see Daniela soon, or?
No, her and I share a lot of our creativity. Like, we both have a similar interest in the creativity world.
So interesting. We were talking about creativity, and then they give me the letter D. So maybe you're supposed to bounce ideas off of Daniela or do something with Daniela. Maybe you guys can put together a little business. And I see someone standing above on the other side, male energy connected to you. Karen, and when I go to say this, I lose my breath, make me feel anxious and just very overwhelmed. Did we lose a child, please, Karen?
Yes, my son was murdered on his 13th birthday.
Okay. I feel this energy here for us. It's right here, and I just feel the abruptness, almost like it takes his breath, and you thinking about it takes your breath. Does this make sense to you, please?
It does. He's been gone for more than 8 years, and even though I don't see him, I still think of him. And like last week, I was in a car accident, and I felt this force that moved my face from all the glass that was shattering, and I know it's him because he's my baby boy.
Absolutely.
And he's in heaven.
And interesting. Is there a knife having to do with the story here? What's the knife have to do with the story?
The killer stabbed my son 49 times and split his throat open.
Okay. Well, now I understand. My deep condolences. I understand why they're showing me a knife here. They show me a knife. So, well, then.
And it hasn't, like, life hasn't really made sense for me until I finally was able to break the cycle of abuse, break the cycle of like family curse, and I have battled with the energies because I'm a child of God. I have my positive energy, but I've been hurt, and I felt the devil's wrath on me to kill, destroy, and steal. So I've been doing a lot of meditating lately, and I start like
you find your peace.
My inner child. Yeah, my inner child wants peace, and I don't want to go back to any of my nightmares.
And, one day, ideally, it would be beautiful for you to do a soul integration with me. That would be beautiful. So that you could do soul integration, and we could take your inner child and integrate her, the fragmented pieces that don't feel good enough or worthy. And yes, you've had your share and your battle with demons, and we see that. And, the darkness has been trying to pull you in for a very long time. And you just keep...
I finally got out.
Keep fighting. Yes, absolutely. And, when I look down through the storyline, and I see the criticism, critical parenting, I just, they kind of take me down. And, I say that the people around you, they knew not that they knew not, okay, because they just were wounded and couldn't help themselves, right? And then you continue to attract people as partners who didn't honor and see you, Karen, for who you were. But you are coming out of this. There's a creative story coming out of this. I do not know if you were thinking of writing, but they're showing me a book. So if you were thinking of writing a book or maybe even putting together a podcast, this would be something that would not only help you heal, but would help others heal and would help redefine purpose. Is that something you gave thought to, Karen? We're getting ready to wind down the show, but is that something you were thinking of?
Yes.
Good.
Definitely. I've actually been journaling more and more everything that comes to my mind, and I feel like I'm ready now to tell the story.
Good. That's exactly what you're supposed to do, and it's also what's going to help you heal. Well, Karen, we appreciate your call. Know that your son is very much with you. We regret that he passed in such a horrific way. Know that he is in peace, and he will continue to be there. And I feel like the cycle of things kind of come in like threes. I feel like it's been one thing after another this year for you. I feel like the car accident was the culmination of a lot of things that have been happening, and the car took the hit. You are out, and you are going to be fine. And now I feel like we're ready to move forward. It was like kind of the final breakthrough, and the glass shattering literally broke the spell. So I leave that with you. We thank you for joining us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We appreciate you. God bless you, and bye for now. Bye.
God bless you.
Bye. Well, we're so glad to have shared this 17-year anniversary with you, and, well, just journeyed. It's been a tremendous journey of these 17 years, and it has been a pleasure to be of service to everyone, and we appreciate your calls. We appreciate your congratulations. Appreciate your comments on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and know that I know the spirit world will continue to assist us all as we navigate the changes upon the planet. Know that you're never alone. Your angels, your guides are with you, your loved ones as well. I wish you the very best this evening and a very spectacular week to come. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that shines down upon me.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies Channel. Feel Good Radio plays right here.
The True Oldies Channel.